Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you were there? Or maybe you've run into someone you know and their name is just gone. It's frustrating, isn't it? That feeling of your memory slipping away little by little. But here's the good news. You're not alone, and it's not inevitable. Memory loss isn't something you have to just accept as part of getting older. In fact, there's a simple, quick habit you can do every morning in just 3 minutes that can sharpen your memory and keep your mind feeling sharp and clear well into your 60s. Now, before you start thinking this is going to be complicated or require some fancy equipment, it's not. This is something anyone can do, no matter your fitness level or how busy your mornings are. And the best part, it's backed by science and proven to give your brain the boost it needs to stay strong and focused. So if you're ready to feel more confident in your memory and stop those frustrating moments of forgetfulness, let's get right into it. Hold up a moment before we continue. I'd love to see where you're tuning in from and what time it is for you right now. Drop a quick comment below and let me know. It's always amazing to see just how global our community is. Share your location and the current time, and then we'll dive right back in. First key point: deep breathing to boost brain function. Let's start with something incredibly simple, but surprisingly powerful. Deep breathing. I know, it sounds almost too easy, right? But taking a few minutes every morning to focus on deep, intentional breathing can make a huge difference in how your brain functions throughout the day. Here's why it works. When you breathe deeply, you're sending more oxygen to your brain. More oxygen means better circulation, which helps your brain cells stay active and healthy. Plus, deep breathing triggers your parasympathetic nervous system. That's the part of your body that calms you down and helps reduce stress. And stress, believe it or not, is one of the biggest culprits behind memory issues. Stress releases cortisol, a hormone that can interfere with the brain's ability to store and recall information. So, by simply starting your day with deep breathing, you're not only improving your focus and mental clarity, but you're also protecting your brain from the damaging effects of stress. Try this tomorrow morning. Sit up comfortably, close your eyes, and take a slow breath in through your nose for a count of 4. Hold it for 4 seconds, then slowly exhale through your mouth for another count of 4. Do this for about 3 minutes. That's it. You'll feel calmer almost immediately, and over time you'll notice you're thinking more clearly and recalling information more easily. Second key point: gentle morning stretching for better cognitive function. Now that we've got your brain energized with oxygen, let's talk about the next quick morning habit that can sharpen your memory: stretching. Yep, stretching. It might seem like something that's more about your muscles than your mind, but the two are closely connected. When you stretch, you're improving blood flow, not just to your muscles, but to your brain as well. Better circulation means your brain cells are getting the nutrients and oxygen they need to function at their best. Plus, stretching helps release tension that can build up overnight. You know that stiff feeling when you first wake up? That's not just your body feeling tight, it's also your nervous system struggling to switch from sleep mode to wakefulness. Gentle stretching signals to your body and brain that it's time to wake up and start functioning. A great stretch to try is a simple seated spinal twist. Sit on the edge of your bed, place your right hand on your left knee, and gently twist your torso to the left. Hold it for about 10 seconds, breathing deeply, then switch sides. This not only wakes up your body but also activates your brain's focus and memory centers. Another easy stretch: neck rolls. Just drop your chin to your chest and slowly roll your head from side to side. This helps release tension in your neck and improves blood flow to your head, which means better mental clarity and memory recall. The beauty of stretching is that it doesn't just help in the moment. It sets you up for better mental performance throughout the day. And when you make it part of your morning routine, you'll likely find that those annoying "why did I come in here" moments start to happen less and less. So, by combining deep breathing and gentle stretching, you're giving your brain the oxygen and circulation it needs to stay sharp and focused. But we're not done yet. There's one more quick morning habit that's surprisingly powerful when it comes to improving memory. Let's keep going. Third key point, brain-boosting visualization exercise. Now that we've got your body moving and your brain well oxygenated, let's focus on the mind itself. One of the most effective ways to sharpen your memory, and it only takes a couple of minutes, is through visualization. Visualization is essentially a mental workout. It's like lifting weights for your brain. When you imagine a scene or mentally walk yourself through an event, you're activating the same neural pathways in your brain that you would use if you were actually experiencing it. This strengthens those pathways, making it easier for your brain to recall information later. Here's how you can try it tomorrow morning. After you've finished your deep breathing and stretching, close your eyes for a moment and visualize something simple, like your morning routine. Picture yourself getting out of bed, making your coffee or tea, and sitting down to enjoy it. Try to make the picture as detailed as possible. See the steam rising from your cup, feel the warmth of it in your hands, and even imagine the taste of that first sip. Why does this work? Because your brain processes imagined experiences almost the same way it processes real ones. By practicing visualization regularly, you're training your brain to build and strengthen the neural connections responsible for memory and recall. You can also use visualization to mentally prepare for your day. Let's say you have a doctor's appointment later. Picture yourself arriving at the office, sitting down and having a calm conversation with your doctor, or if you're meeting a friend for lunch, visualize the conversation and even the meal you might order. This simple exercise helps your brain organize and store information more effectively, making it easier to recall when the moment arrives. And here's the best part. Visualization doesn't just help with memory, it can also reduce anxiety and improve your confidence. When you've already seen yourself succeeding at something in your mind, your brain feels more prepared and calm when it actually happens. That's why athletes use visualization before big games, and you can use it to keep your memory strong and your mind sharp. Fourth key point, hydrate first thing in the morning. All right, let's move on to the next quick but powerful morning habit, drinking water. I know it sounds almost too basic to matter, but dehydration is one of the most overlooked causes of memory problems and mental fog. Your brain is made up of about 75% water. When you're even mildly dehydrated, it can lead to confusion, poor focus, and forgetfulness. Think about those mornings when you wake up feeling groggy and foggy. There's a good chance you're simply dehydrated. Here's a simple fix. Keep a glass of water next to your bed and drink it as soon as you wake up. You don't need to chug it down, just sip it slowly and give your body a chance to wake up. Adding a squeeze of lemon can give you an extra boost of electrolytes and vitamin C, which help improve mental clarity and focus. Drinking water first thing in the morning helps flush out toxins that have built up in your system overnight. It also kickstarts your metabolism and increases blood flow to the brain, which gives you that feeling of alertness and mental sharpness. And if plain water isn't appealing, try herbal tea or even warm water with honey and lemon. The goal is to rehydrate your brain and body after a full night of fasting. You'll be surprised how much clearer your mind feels once you make morning hydration a habit. Fifth key point, light morning movement to wake up the brain. The final habit that can help prevent memory loss, and you only need about 3 minutes for this, is light physical movement. Now, I'm not talking about a full workout or anything intense, just a few minutes of gentle activity to get your blood pumping and wake up your brain. Here's why it works. When you move your body, you're increasing blood flow to the brain. More blood flow means more oxygen and nutrients, which improves cognitive function and memory. Exercise also triggers the release of endorphins, which improve mood and reduce stress. Two key factors that affect how well your brain functions. A quick and easy option. Try a set of 10 jumping jacks or march in place for about 30 seconds. If you prefer something lower impact, you can try a set of gentle knee lifts or arm circles. The goal isn't to break a sweat, it's just to wake up your brain and body. Another great option is walking. Even if it's just around the house for a minute or two, studies have shown that walking increases the size of the hippocampus. That's the part of the brain responsible for memory formation and learning. So even a short walk can help keep your brain strong and sharp. If you make light movement a part of your morning routine, you'll likely notice that you feel more alert and focused throughout the day. And over time, you'll find that it becomes easier to remember things, whether it's someone's name, where you left your keys, or the details of a conversation. So we've covered some powerful but simple morning habits: deep breathing, stretching, visualization, hydration, and light movement that can keep your mind sharp and focused. And the best part, they take just a few minutes, but the benefits can last all day and for years to come. But there's one more important piece of the puzzle when it comes to memory and brain health. Let's dive into that next. Sixth key point: mindful morning gratitude practice. Now that we've energized the brain and body with movement, hydration, and visualization, let's shift our focus to something equally powerful but often overlooked: gratitude. Yes, simply starting your morning with a moment of gratitude can have a surprisingly profound impact on your memory and overall brain health. You might be wondering, what does gratitude have to do with memory? Well, it turns out a lot. When you focus on gratitude, your brain releases dopamine and serotonin, the feel-good chemicals. These not only improve your mood, but also strengthen the neural pathways in the brain responsible for learning and memory. Gratitude helps shift your brain away from stress and worry, which, as we've already covered, are major contributors to memory problems. When you're stressed or anxious, your brain is in survival mode, which makes it harder to store and recall information. Gratitude calms the nervous system and creates a mental environment where memory and focus can thrive. And the best part, it only takes a minute or two each morning. Here's an easy way to make this part of your routine. After you've finished your deep breathing and stretching, sit quietly for a moment and think of 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big things. In fact, the smaller, more specific they are, the better. For example, you might be grateful for the sound of birds outside your window, the warmth of your morning coffee, or the smile from a friend or family member. Try to really feel the gratitude. Picture the moment in your mind and let yourself sit with that feeling for a few seconds. You can also try writing them down in a small notebook or journal. Studies have shown that the act of writing down what you're grateful for helps reinforce positive brain patterns, improving not only memory but also mental clarity and emotional well-being. Gratitude works because it trains your brain to focus on the positive, and when your brain is relaxed and in a positive state, it becomes easier to process and store new information. That's why people who practice gratitude regularly often report feeling more focused and having a better memory. 7th key point: mental stimulation through morning puzzles or reading. Now that you've calmed and focused your mind with gratitude, let's give it a little challenge. Just like your muscles need exercise to stay strong, your brain needs mental stimulation to stay sharp. A simple way to do this in the morning is with a quick puzzle or a few minutes of reading. Puzzles like crosswords, Sudoku, or even a quick word search are fantastic for boosting memory because they engage multiple parts of your brain at once. When you solve a puzzle, you're activating areas responsible for problem solving, memory recall, and pattern recognition, all of which help strengthen neural connections. Reading works in a similar way. When you read, your brain is processing and organizing information, which improves memory and comprehension. It also strengthens your working memory, the part of your brain that holds and processes information temporarily, which is essential for remembering things like names, dates, and conversations. If you're not a fan of puzzles, you can try a quick round of mental math instead. Try adding up the digits of your phone number in your head or counting backward from 100 by sevens. These kinds of mental exercises might seem simple, but they challenge your brain to think and recall information quickly, which improves overall cognitive function. And you don't need to spend a lot of time on this. Even just 3 to 5 minutes of mental stimulation in the morning can make a noticeable difference in your mental sharpness throughout the day. The key is consistency. When you regularly challenge your brain, you're essentially training it to stay strong and adaptable, which is exactly what you need to keep memory loss at bay as you age. 8th key point: get morning sunlight for better cognitive function. Here's one more habit that's easy to overlook, but incredibly important for brain health: getting natural sunlight in the morning. It sounds simple, but morning light plays a huge role in regulating your brain's internal clock, and that directly affects memory, mood, and focus. Exposure to natural light in the morning helps regulate your circadian rhythm. That's your body's internal sleep-wake cycle. When your circadian rhythm is balanced, you sleep better, and better sleep is essential for memory formation. Your brain consolidates and organizes memories while you sleep, so poor sleep can lead to forgetfulness and mental fog during the day. Morning sunlight also boosts serotonin production, which improves mood and mental clarity. And sunlight exposure increases the production of vitamin D, a nutrient linked to better cognitive function and reduced risk of dementia. You don't need to spend a long time outside. Just 5 to 10 minutes of sunlight on your face and arms can make a difference. Try stepping outside while you drink your morning coffee or tea. If it's too cold to sit outside, you can simply stand by a sunny window and soak in the light for a few minutes. And if you live in a place with limited sunlight during certain seasons, a light therapy lamp can be a great alternative. These lamps mimic natural sunlight and can help regulate your sleep-wake cycle, keeping your brain functioning at its best. Now think about how easy these habits are. We're talking about a few minutes of breathing, stretching, visualization, hydration, gratitude, mental stimulation, and sunlight. That's it. No complicated routines, no fancy equipment, just a handful of small but powerful habits that can transform how your brain functions. The key is consistency. You don't have to do all of them every single day. Even adding 2 or 3 into your morning can have a big impact. What's important is making these habits a natural part of your morning routine. Over time, you'll start to notice that you feel sharper, more focused, and more confident in your memory. And remember, you have more control over your memory than you might think. Getting older doesn't mean losing your mental sharpness. Your brain is capable of adapting and growing at any age. You just have to give it the right tool. So tomorrow morning, when you wake up, take a deep breath, stretch a little, drink some water, feel the sunlight on your skin, and know that with just a few minutes each morning, you're giving your brain the strength and clarity it needs to thrive. And if you found this helpful, why not share it with a friend or family member? You never know, you might just help someone else stay sharp and focused too. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more simple tips on living your best life at any age. Here's to starting your morning strong and keeping your mind sharp for years to come.